So to give you a little bit of a flavor for what's possible, and in particular one product of ours called the Azure Databox Edge, I wanted to have Dean from our team come up and show you a demo of the Azure Databox Edge in action. Dean?
Thank you. Hi. Good morning, everybody. My name is Dean Paron. I am the General Manager of Azure Databox Edge, and I'm here to talk to you today about edge computing. So what is edge computing? I mean, very simply, edge computing is about taking the capabilities of cloud computing, things like machine learning, and pushing them out from the public cloud out into the physical world so that you can run them on other devices. Now, why do you need to do that? Well, in the physical world, you don't always have great connectivity to the cloud, or any connectivity for that matter. And Microsoft has a range of devices that work out on the intelligent edge. I have one of them here with me today. This is an Azure Databox Edge. This is Azure's edge computing appliance, and we offer this directly as a service from Microsoft. And you can run Azure services on this whether or not you're connected to the cloud. So I'm going to talk a little bit about how it works today. A few years ago, there was a major Ebola outbreak in Liberia, and a team from USAID was deployed to go build a response. And when they got on the ground, the first thing they needed to do was just find and categorize information, right? They were looking for things like the state of the healthcare facilities, the state of the Wi-Fi networks, and even things like population density centers. This is actually the whiteboard from the team that was on the ground there. This was like a horribly manual, complex search, right? The data was scattered everywhere. And this is like their index file. This is them trying to make sense of all of it. So let me show you how we could have helped a little bit with something like this with Databox Edge. OK, so we built an app on Databox Edge that does basically exactly what that team in Liberia from USAID was trying to do. It categorizes and searches documents. But instead of doing just like a basic search, it uses cloud capabilities to do so, like cognitive services and machine learning. So we built that in the cloud. We pushed it to a Databox Edge that's backstage, and now it's running not connected to the cloud at all. And I uploaded a bunch of documents, and they got processed. So let me show you what that looks like. I've got a bunch of documents that I uploaded here, and the first thing I'm going to search for is the word hospital. And when I search for hospital, a bunch of content comes up, as you would expect, that I'm searching. The first one here is a map of all the hospitals in Liberia. That's pretty relevant for what we're looking for. We said we were looking for healthcare facilities. And if I turn on the OCR, you can see that the word hospital is there. Now, what's cool about this, though, is this isn't a structured document. This isn't a Word file or a PDF or anything like that. This is a JPEG. And the computer vision skill within cognitive services can extract text out of image files and make it relevant in the search. Let me show you another thing here that comes back in the search. This is a document this time. This is a PDF file. Now, I don't speak French. I don't know if anybody in the room speaks French. But even though the word hospital isn't in this document in English, if I search and I look over here at the translation tab and scroll down, you can see that the word hospital is in this document if you translate it from French to English, right? And so this is another one of the capabilities that cognitive services has, which is to do text translation. Let me do one more search here. This time, I'm going to search for the word Lofa. Lofa is the northernmost county in Liberia where the outbreak started. And a lot of things come back when you search for Lofa. But one of the more interesting ones for me is that whiteboard that we had earlier. Now, why did that come back? Well, it came back because one of the other skills that the cognitive services engine has is the ability to recognize handwriting, right? And so somebody wrote Lofa up on the board, and this was exposed to the search, right? So if you think about what we looked at here, we did some pretty sophisticated searching capabilities locally with this Databox Edge. Even though we weren't connected to the cloud, we used those cloud techniques, right? Which means anywhere you can take a box like this, whether it's a forward operating base or mounted in the back of a Humvee, you can take those types of capabilities with you, right? Now, we did want to try to take things one step further. And so that's why today I'm excited to show you something else we're working on. We have a new version of Databox Edge that is small enough to fit inside of a backpack. I have one here with me today. It's actually much smaller than this backpack. It leaves plenty of room for all of your other gear. This Databox Edge is portable, and it's ruggedized. The entire weight of this device is under 10 pounds. That includes the battery on the back there, which lets it run for extended periods of time without being connected to wall power. It's ruggedized to meet common military standards like the 810G standard. And it has the same basic capabilities as this larger data box here. Right, so think about where you could take a device like this. You could take it onto a remote research mission, or you could take it into a disaster relief zone, like after a hurricane or after an earthquake. Or you could use it like in a search and rescue, and you could be feeding drone footage real time and using machine learning to go find a missing person out in a valley. Right? So what we're talking about with all of these cases is we're talking about taking the capabilities of the cloud, things like machine learning, and pushing them out to these edge devices so you can use these capabilities wherever you need them. And what that means is that Azure will help you get the job done wherever you need to. Thanks very much, everybody. I appreciate your time. Enjoy the show today.
Thank you, Dean.